Oh, the customer dropped off 48 16-foot 1x12s and 38 of them we're going to rip in half and make tongue and groove out of it, plane it down to 3/4 inch, and the rest he is going to give me the information and we're going to rip it into trim at various widths. So here we go. I did have to change the settings. I had to take it back to 5 3/4 inches to account for the shrinkage. They shrank roughly 1/4 inch. And so I decided I'm about halfway done ripping them down to 5 3/4. There's definitely been some learning curve to this. One, my little roller stands didn't work hardly at all, so I had to make some sleds, and this is actually working pretty good. For as crude as it is. The sawhorse here, I ended up having to wax it because the boards kept trying to pull it over, but once I waxed it, it slides good and hasn't been a problem since. I just emptied the dust collector bag that was full. Once I start planing, I think that dust collector bag is going to be filling up awful fast. It took just about an hour, just a little over an hour, to rip all those down to 5 3/4. Now we're going to change the machine from a gang saw back to a planer. I've got it unplugged, and I'm going to start with taking the belt off, and then I will take the collars off on both sides, rotating them towards the infeed to loosen them and remove them. Then I'll slide the shaft out and take the saw blades off. Then I'll remove the accessory shaft and put the planer head in. sometimes that sits through will leave a burr on the end of the shaft here. And it makes it kind of hard to pull that shaft out. Knock that burr off with the file. The video I did yesterday, I was trying to do a lot of talking and working on the machine at the same time, and when I went to edit it last night, there was a lot to edit. I'll drop a piece of wood in here to set that planer head on. .5/8 end wrench to tighten those. I don't need the block of wood anymore, so I'm going to take that out of there while I'm thinking of it. And for this one, I don't have a measurement, so I'm going to have to just roll the belt on and see where we're at. And once I get it lined up, then I will get a measurement. Surprisingly close. And on this one, it is 1 1/8 to the inside of the shed. Collar's tight, taper's tight, Morse taper's tight on both sides. Both collars are tight. I'll put the cover back on and get the dust collector hooked up, and we'll start running some of these boards through the planer. I've only been taking off a 1/16 of an inch. This next pass I'm going to go ahead and take off a little more, and I should be able to get it in 2 more passes. I'll take it down this next pass, and then the following pass I'll set up the 3-sided molder, and I'll take the last pass while I tongue and groove it. Blued pine sure is pretty wood. It doesn't have a lot of bluing, but just enough to make it interesting. Okay, it's time to run about 600 feet of tongue and groove blued pine. Here we go. Yeah, I forgot to turn the camera back on as I was finishing up. 1,250 lineal feet, all tongue and grooved. So about 124 feet an hour. I think I can speed that up quite a bit. Making a thicker cut, going to the 332 cut for everything, and then I just got to figure out something to do with the dust collection system. I think I'm going to do away with putting in the bag and plumb it straight outside. If I didn't have to stop and change that bag every 15 minutes, then that would speed things up a whole bunch.